Welcome to Metaphysical Soul Speak. I'm your host, Elena Fox Starks. Hey guys, I hope that whenever or wherever you are in time or space in this place, or maybe in a space shuttle on your way to the moon, who knows who's going to listen to this in the future, and who knows when we're going to have the hotels on the moon, am I right? But anyway, whenever and wherever you are when you listen to this, I hope that you are keeping cool in this extreme heat wave, if we're indeed still in an extreme heat wave. Want to give you some pointers if you are listening to this in Europe, as well as throughout the United States. Europe has been having extreme heat. England has been, quote unquote, likened to hell. Not that they like it to hell. They are likening the weather to hell. Well, I don't know. I mean, so many jokes. So many jokes. So little time. So we're just going to move it right along. It was 40 degrees Celsius. 40 doesn't sound much to Americans because along with us in one small country in the continent of Africa, we still go by Fahrenheit while the rest of the world has actually progressed. But so to those of us in the United States and that one little country in Africa, we are actually looking at temperatures of 104 degrees. I mean, across all of Europe, France, England, I mean, all of Europe. It was 94 degrees Fahrenheit on Tuesday. It was 33 Celsius. And they are now warning of several thunderstorms and uncomfortable night sleep. I've lived through a lot of heat waves, folks. I grew up in Southern California. The best thing I could tell you to do is keep a lot of ice on hand. Go buy an ice making machine if you can. They're about $300, but I think it'd be worth it if you could have a load of ice in 10 minutes. Take care of your children and your elderly. They get heat stroke the fastest. And I don't know, it's not a bad time to start nudist colonies. I mean, it's this hot, just like, give me an old t-shirt and nothing else, you know? Go get yourself a little wading pool, put your feet in cold water if you get overheated. If you take old water bottles and you fill them halfway up with tap water, pop them in the freezer, and you can use these to put on the back of your neck or in between, like behind your knee. Hold it behind your knee at the various points or in the crook of your elbow. In a matter of 10 minutes, that will cool your blood down. What that does is cool you totally down, all of you. Keep several washcloths. Get washcloths wet, wring them out, and then put them in plastic baggies. Put them in the freezer. This is especially helpful for little ones and for the elderly. They can put it on their neck or on their forehead. Not really don't push hard because of A, the ice crystals can hurt a little, and B, you don't want someone to get a brain freeze, like a brain freeze type of headache. But these are things that I used to do for my kids. There's also those fever strips, those cool fever strips that you can, it's like has a sticky substance you tape across your forehead to bring a fever down. Well, it also brings your temperature down as well. Refreshing drinks include, of course, lemonade and iced tea, but don't drink too much iced tea because not only the caffeine, but also the tannins. Tannins can cause cancer, so don't drink too much. But sun tea is always delicious, and how you make that, to my friends and listeners in Europe, is you get a big glass jar and you put 6 tea bags in, up to 12 depending on how big the jar is. You could actually do 15 and make it stronger, and you just fill it up, put it out in the morning sunshine. By the evening you will have a nice jar of sun tea, and you fill a glass up all the way with ice and pour the tea right in, and a little bit of sugar, bada boom, bada bang, there you go. You could always use stevia as well. I don't add sugar or fruit to the tea in the morning and put that in the sun, because that will create hooch. That will actually create alcohol by the end of the day. I'm not condoning this because it's really horrible for you. I did that a couple times accidentally. Yeah, limes make really horrible hooch. So it's been 40 degrees Celsius. That's 104. I feel for you guys in southern England. I know what this feels like. Oh my gosh. They said Europe's heat wave was likened to hell when the temperatures surpassed 40 degrees. France and the Baltic region saw a spike in drownings as crowds flocked to rivers and lakes to cool down. Swallowing the river will result in death, not a cool down. Be careful, guys, be careful. In the United States, we're having extreme heat. That's nothing new to the U.S. You know, the U.S. is used to it. However, we're now breaking records. I don't know if we should say woohoo or not. We're breaking records. Woo! Oh, but it's super hot. Oh, and people can die. Not good. That's not woohoo. That's the opposite of woohoo. That's more of an oh wow. In New York City on Friday, there was a local emergency due to extreme heat, and the mayor was finally there when something went wrong. Wasn't there last week when there was a blackout, but this week he was there, and he was helping to open 500 cooling centers for residents to escape the weather in the event they don't have air conditioners. They think that Saturday on through Sunday is going to be really, really bad, he said. That would be today as well as tomorrow. So take care of yourself and don't go out in the heat if you don't need to, because this is honestly, this is very serious stuff. So I don't know. What else can I say? You know, wash your hair and don't blow dry it. That will take a lot of the heat out. Heat escapes through the head. Obviously, don't wear hats. Stay out of the sunshine. Only, 5 to 10 minutes a day do you need sunshine. So it's pretty crazy. But what's ironic is in Los Angeles, it's only in the 70s this week. Not bad. Not bad at all. In the 50s at night. Right now, where I'm at in Ecuador, it's 50s at night, and actually be 48 degrees Monday night here, and it'll go up to 60, 68 degrees this week. It's pretty mild here. In Quito, it's going to be in the mid 70s range. It's beautiful, beautiful weather in Ecuador. It's not much different. 6 months from now, it'll be 10 degrees more, and that's it. It's very mild here in Ecuador. Even Steven on the equator. But I remember those days. I remember those super hot days. I've traveled to the desert many, many times. California, Nevada, Arizona. Oh my God, Arizona. That's an extreme place. I mean, that's super hot or super cold, depending on the day. You know, the time of year, I mean. Like, for real. For real, for real. Phoenix is hell. I mean, it was like 113 degrees there when I went through, like, at nighttime in December. That place is literally, I know it's a portal directly to hell. So there was the blackout in New York City last week. And speaking of going dark, there was another kind of blackout. CBS stations went dark on AT&T, Uverse, and DirecTV. And I don't know. Why can't people agree on a distribution agreement? Like, how weird is that? We're not going to agree, so, oh well, I guess no one gets to see our channel or we get no money? I don't know. Why can't we all just get along? But CBS is looking to receive fair value for its popular programming, and, well, they're just not buying it, literally, I guess. So if you were interested in watching CBS News or any of its shows, I don't know what to say. Maybe go directly to CBS.com and see if there's a way to look at it there. I don't really know. I don't watch networks, but I thought that was weird because that's one of the top main 3 networks that I grew up with. NBC, CBS, and ABC were like the top 3 broadcasting networks my entire life. So I don't know. It's all pretty weird. My uncle used to work at ABC. Used to work on the set of Welcome Back, Kotter, actually. Crazy stuff. So, Welcome Back, Kotter. That was a funny show. It was comedy gold. And speaking of gold, 4 million British pounds. Oh, it's kind of weird that it says that. 4 million British pounds of silver in gold. So basically, 4 million British pounds were confiscated worth of gold. It was belonging to a South America drug cartel. Were seized by police at Heathrow Airport, and it was on its way to the Cayman Islands, from the Cayman Islands to Switzerland. They believe the shipment is linked to drug cartels in South America, but they're not sure. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of weird. So this is like a really weird quote. The border force at Heathrow, Nick Jariwala. That's a name. Jariwala. He says, quote unquote, taking money or gold out of the control of criminal networks hits them where they feel it most, comma, in the pocket. I don't know about you guys, but if I'm going to hit somebody where they're going to feel it the most, damn well ain't going to be in the quote unquote pocket. Well, it's going to be in the balls, but I mean, it's not pocket, it's pocketbook or wallet. I mean, you can't keep $4 million in your pocket. That was just such a weird quote. Like they couldn't put book, like pocketbook, to make the guy not look like a moron. Very strange. I mean, if you don't have much money, I suppose you're going to carry that $5 in your pocket. There's $4 million of the gold bars. I'm looking at the picture, and how adorable is this idea? They actually poured the gold, they melted it down, and poured it into the shape of hearts. I'm like, aw, how cute. Aw, the cartel has a heart of gold. Okay, not anymore. Yeah, I just feel so sorry for the cartel. Oh well. I can barely muster up enough emotion to even say that with any semblance of sadness for real, but yeah. I mean, they are providing a service. I mean, they are making people very, very happy at parties, at least for a couple of hours. I mean, cocaine is a commodity that everybody wants when they're adults and they have parties, and around the world it's kind of a thing. And I don't know. Part of me feels like, well, okay, it's a good thing. They're not, people are becoming addicted. But another part of me says, well, you know what, though? Everyone's an adult. They can make the decision for themselves. And the more they're told they can't have it, the more they want it. I don't know. I think that people should be able to do whatever the hell they want with their bodies and their minds. And I think the cartel shouldn't cut it with gasoline. That stuff is terrible. All right, enough on that. Let's go to the Schumann Resonance News today. 8:30 a.m. UTC, they write, after a day of total calm, at midnight on the graph, corresponding to 5 p.m. UTC, and then they said 4:49 on the 19th, maybe? Question mark. That doesn't sound very scientific, does it? That's weird. There was a sudden peak at 28 hertz. After this movement, the amplitude returned to normal values. A light activity again started at 4 a.m. UTC, with peaks rising to 20 hertz at 7 UTC time. Then the evening report at 1700 UTC time. The activity returns, even if still moderate. Today it started at 3 UTC, which and 2, a first peak to 20 hertz at 7 a.m. UTC, and a second more powerful to 27 hertz at 9:15 UTC. A further 21 hertz occurred at 12:30 UTC, after which the amplitude returned to normal values. 28, that was it. That's all we got today. Not very much. It's okay. It's just a boost day. Totally strange, right? I don't know. We do have on the Ascension Symptom Scale, however, we actually are having 99 again. Were you guys exhausted? I was exhausted today. My friend, who always is very active, he's always out skateboarding and surfing and swimming in the ocean. He lives over in Guayaquil, Ecuador. He wrote me today and he says, you know what, Mommy? He calls me Mommy, like Mamacita. He goes, you know what, Mommy? I was so tired all day. I just slept. Sleeping all day. That's not like him. So I know he's being affected by the Ascension symptoms. I know I am. My kid, too, same thing. And I feel like I was out drinking all night and dancing all night, and I wasn't. I just ate tacos with a friend for I don't know, over the course of, we ate 8 little, they're teeny tiny tacos. We ate 8 of them over the course of 4 hours. We hung out together last night. And during that time, I had a tiny little soda for 25 cents. And he handed me a gin and tonic, a Tanqueray tonic, which, oh my God, I have the worst memories of this drink. And I had 3 sips. It was okay. And then the 3rd sip, I was like, you know what? Too many memories. I remember this flavor, and I remember the flavor of it going down and it coming back up. And I don't want it ever again. You know, it tastes like sucking on the rind of an old lime to me. There's so many better drinks in the world. I mean, just a glass of wine is so pleasant compared to that. But I feel today like I feel like I was out drinking that all night long. I don't know. It's weird. I feel hungover. I feel weird. I feel just blah all day. Like so tired. And my son too. My son's normally, he gets up. Oh, it's Saturday morning. Time for Saturday morning cartoons. Usually we get up, we clean the house a little bit. We do make a little breakfast. We'll watch Carmen Sandiego as our jam lately, or Archer. Saturday morning cartoons are more like adult-oriented cartoons now that he's 16. When my kids were really little, it was more like Bugs Bunny and Little Audrey, which are really screwed up cartoons. They're really hilarious, though. And then my kids start pointing out some stuff. Mom, we can't be watching this. Look at that, But I had them watch Casper, Felix the Cat, all the goodies. And then later when they got older, we were watching The Simpsons and Family Guy. And so, I don't know. I don't think there's any cartoons in the world that aren't totally messed up. Little Audrey's some really crazy stuff. Like, I mean, from sexism to racism to hints at pedophilia, actually. Betty Boop, same thing. Betty Boop. I love Betty Boop cartoons, but, all the stuff I grew up on. And we just thought it was normal, right? And it's totally not normal. You might as well watch Family Guy or American Dad, where it's gonna be out there, but it's out there, and then they point it out and they say it out loud what it is. They call it, like Little Audrey is just it's just creepy. So I'd show my kids these old cartoons. Oh, aren't they cute? My kids would be like, Mom. My kids are millennials. They know. They're like, no, these are not okay. It's very weird. But the Saturday morning cartoon day, we didn't even do that. We watched our typical show we've been watching lately is Atypical. And I love that show so much. But, and I've already seen all the episodes, but my son is getting to see it for the first time, and it's so fun to watch him laugh at the jokes. And I don't know, I love my kids, and I want every moment I can with them. And so it's all we did, though. We just we ate potato chips and drank Guarana because we didn't feel like making coffee. There's this Guarana juice that I bought yesterday, and it was so good. I got another one today. They're like double the size of a Red Bull, and I think with more caffeine and a lot less sugar. A lot more guarana juice, which grows here in Ecuador. So it's like $1 for these enormous, equivalent of Red Bull. It's literally the exact same flavor as Red Bull. And the Red Bull right next to it is this teeny tiny can for $2.50. I'm like, no, I think I'll save $1.50 and have double. Versus it being, all the guarana fruit shipped to the United States, bottled at Red Bull, shipped back to Ecuador. I think I'll take the stuff that was just probably a month old versus God knows how old it is in those Red Bull cans. I love Red Bull, it's good, but I'd rather just have the cheaper, fresh stuff. But that's all we did, though, today. It was just tired. So we're 99 on the Ascension Symptom Scale. And I don't know if this is part of it or not, but I woke up laying on top of my pillows, not just with my head, but over half my body. I don't know how I got into this weird position where I was away from the rest of my bed and laying across my pillows and in a fetal position, and my eyes look like I've been crying for hours again. It's why is this happening? I had a dream. I think I had a dream that my husband had just died. So it's I'm reliving that trauma from my subconscious mind still. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with me? When I'm awake, I'm like, yeah, it's sad, and I do miss him, and I miss that relationship. I miss having someone to relate to on that level, but, I just wasn't, I'm not upset about it anymore. It's been 9 years, but apparently in my sleep, I'm very still upset about it. Might be why I haven't really actively sought out a relationship for a long time. But I'm ready. I'm actually ready and waiting for my twin to come. I was just thinking today, I know he's musically talented. I feel it. I have a feeling because I love to listen to music. I bet he plays guitar and I bet he sings. Because I don't. I sing, but I'm not very good, and I don't play any instrument, but I want to maybe learn the violin someday. But it's so insane. Like, I was like doing dishes today, and I'm like, my twin. I know he plays guitar and he sings. I just feel it. That'd be cool. I hope that's true. Anyway, lesson 41 is where we're at in A Course in Miracles. Lesson 41 is God goes with me wherever I go. Did I already say this one? Dude, I said this one yesterday. Oops. Sorry about that, guys. I'm like, wait a minute. See? Ascension symptoms. I read this before I even opened up the introduction. Let's see here. God is my strength. Vision is his gift. That's the idea today. Lesson 42. Sorry about that. Lesson 42 in A Course in Miracles is God is my strength. Vision is his gift. So that's pretty much it. Let me see if there's another, like towards the end. Vision must be possible. God gives truly. God's gifts to me must be mine because he gave them to me. But this is a very long lesson, but not very, very long, but it'll take you about 5 to 10 minutes a day to do A Course in Miracles. It's not very much. But I am not going to read them all to you because I'm not going to force you if you're not interested. But if you are, acim.org, or you could just download an app for A Course in Miracles. You can look up ACIM or A Course in Miracles on your Apple Play Store or your Google Play Store, and it's free. It's free. It only takes a couple minutes to download too. They're not terribly big, most of the apps. So, wanted to let you guys know that today is the 50th anniversary of the original moon boop. The moon landing, Apollo 11. This was the day. 50 years ago. Now, I remember when it happened. I remember watching the moon landing, and I remember watching the transmission, and I remember the type of sounds coming across my TV, and the static. It looked like lightning going across my TV. It was black and white. And I remember like running outside and looking at the moon, and running back inside and looking at the TV, and running outside and looking at the moon. I was 11 months old, which means I was walking before I was 12 months old. It's funny, I've often wondered, how old was I when I walked? And today, I realized I walked during the moonwalk. It's so weird because one of my kids was 16 months old before he walked, and my other one was 11, well, no, just 1 week shy of 12 months. So both I walked, that makes sense why I'm dyslexic though. So I walked early. I mean, I've seen babies walk as early as 7 months. I know I wasn't walking that early, but I think I've been walking for about a month though, maybe 10 months or something. But most kids that start walking early, they don't crawl a lot. They don't get the cross connections in their corpus callosum part of their brain, and that causes dyslexia. If you're an adult with dyslexia, how do you fix it? You get down on your hands and knees and you crawl around your living room every night. I recommend you get a baby or a cat to do that with so you don't look like a moron. But I did that for years, and I crawled with my kids. I made sure they crawled. I encouraged crawling because I did not want them to be dyslexic like I was. I don't know if they are or not. I don't think they are. Not as bad as I am. And they both walked later, which is good. It's a good thing to encourage that. So if you know any babies, encourage them to crawl. So, all right, guys. Speaking of moon boops. I am going to get back to the book of tonight. Tonight is the final part 2 of Moon Boops. Oh my gosh. You know what, you guys? I just got a message from Twatrick literally just within the past hour. I can't believe it. I'm going to listen to it privately. When I come back, I'm going to let you guys hear his voice. If it's appropriate, he's not always appropriate, but I love him very much. So he must feel it that I'm going to be reading his book again. So he has a funny video. If you guys want to see my friend Twatrick, he's so crazy eccentric. He's a ginger like me. That's what they say in Europe, what they call redheads. He's a redhead through and through, and he's a merrymaker and an amazing person. And he has a video where he's singing this song, "We Wish You a Merry Christmas," but he's singing it with boops to make people laugh. And he's like, "We wish you a merry boop, miss, and a happy new boop." All right, guys, when we come back, I'm going to give you another 3 minutes to, about 4 minutes, 4 to 5 minutes. So you got time to run to the bathroom or whatever. Run to the bathroom, check your messages. Go get some popcorn, get some potato chips, get your iced tea, get your watermelon. Watermelon keeps you cool too, guys. If you're in Europe, go get some watermelon. That is the most refreshing fruit on the planet. Refrigerate it first. Even if it's not refrigerated, but if you refrigerate it first, oh my gosh. That is one of the best ways to calm down during a heat wave. And if you're wanting to have an American style party in the summertime because it's so hot, we like to pop holes in our watermelon, and you turn a bottle of vodka upside down in that baby. Don't serve it to the kids, but that's an American style party for sure. All right, guys, I'll be right back after these messages. If you're listening to this, you obviously like podcasts, and you probably like music too. Long walks on the beach, romantic dancing under the stars, and oh wait, we're not doing that right now. On Spotify, you can listen to all of that in one place for free, and you don't even need a premium account, which is cool. Free is always good. Spotify has a huge catalog of podcasts on every topic, including the one you're listening to right now. On Spotify, you can follow your favorite podcasts so you never miss an episode. Download episodes to listen to offline wherever you are, including your long romantic walks on the beach. Also, one thing I love about Spotify is that you can easily share what you're listening to with your friends via Spotify's integrations with the social platforms like Instagram. So that makes it really, really versatile. Just search for Metaphysical Soul Speak on the Spotify app or browse podcasts in the Your Library tab. And follow me, of course, don't forget, so that you'll never again miss an episode of Metaphysical Soul Speak. Spotify is the world's leading music streaming service, and now it can be your go-to for podcasts too. Thank you guys so much for supporting Metaphysical Soul Speak on Spotify. Chances are you've heard of CBD oil, but maybe you're a little afraid it might make you a little high or super drowsy. Possibly you're not going to pass mandatory drug testing at work. Am I right? Well, I found an amazing company. I'm including the link in this episode's description. Okay. This is derived from only the hemp plant. It does not contain THC, which is the factor in marijuana that makes you high. This CBD oil has been known to reverse aging, help you through weight loss issues. You will literally lose weight on our products if you want. Also reverses hair loss. It also helps you with things like insomnia, anxiety, pain in your muscles and joints, and it gives you benefits throughout your body with its high quality antioxidants. We even have a vape. Would you like to try the blueberry cheesecake? I know I would. I mean, there's so much danger with vaping these days, but not when it is only CBD oil. That's right. You could vape not only anytime you want, because it's not going to make you high, but it's also going to be healthy for you. How's that? Pretty cool, right? Well, go ahead and look in my episode description for my link. And, well, start using your CBD oil today. If you're interested in the business end of it, it's absolutely free to join. It's absolutely free every month, actually. I have never seen a business like this in all my life. So you can start, well, using your CBD oil, and you can start a brand new side hustle for yourself. Hey, as in, hey, Yoga Shaman approves of this message. I love you guys, and well, here's to your health.
Hi there. Hello, Alana. Boop, boop, boop. It's Twadrick here. I was just in the bar the other night with some people who were Googling me, you know, as they do, because I'm famous, as you like to say, amongst others. And I saw your pod broadcast thingy, whatever that's called, the podcast. And so I just want to say thank you. It was very entertaining and very nice of you to read for people like that. I'm very much enjoying. I'm looking forward to the second one because it's in 2 parts, isn't it? And all that, I just want to say thank you. That's very nice of you. The walk across America thing, it was in 3 months, and I walked to California, San Juan Capistrano, actually. There you go. Boop, boop, boop. And as we all know, yes, I did invent fashion. You're quite right there. Thank you very much. Looking forward to the second installment of the Book of.
There you have it, guys. That was directly from my friend Twadrick himself. I'm actually friends with Stanley Bostwick, who wrote the Book of, and this is, as he said, part 2. And we started last week, part 1. And this week, thank God I'm home. I don't have to deal with somebody knocking on the door and being negative and telling me to be quiet after they were so unconcerned and couldn't be bothered to restart the internet for 5.5 hours. So in a way, that was their fault. They knew I had to work. I told them. But oh well. Boop, boop, boop to them. No, but I'm happy. I'm home. I've got my really good internet connection. Thank you, God and universe and, I don't know, magnetosphere. I don't know. I don't know what's responsible for keeping the internet on, but woohoo! Boop, boop, boop for that. All right. I'm hoping I'm going to be able to get through this. I have 44% memory. 44, yay! Okay. If you want to get your own copy of The Book of, you can contact Stanley Bostwick or Twatrick, who's also a famous artist as well. He's very good at what he does. If you need some clouds painted on your ceiling and you could give him a place to live while he does that, it will be a fun experience for you, for sure. All right. Blah, blah, blah. I'm looking. Oh, yeah, you have to go to find the book of, you have to go to the About section and scroll all the way down under books, and you will see The Book of, and in a message underneath where it says The Book of, that's where you find it. That's where you find it to read it directly online, if in case you wish to read it directly online again. It says The Book of, and it starts with well done, D-U-N. And then it says more, and you click on more, and there's the whole book right there. All right, let's see. We stopped at time, did we not? Where are we here? All right, looking. There we go. All right. I'm going to overlap a little bit of it so you guys remember and get a feel for how this book is. And if the spelling is a little strange or different than what you're used to, I will stop and spell it out in a kind of a slightly lower tone so you know that that's not actually part of the book. That is what I'm saying to you directly because, I'm explaining. This is a book that is worth looking it up. It's worth reading it all at once. Doesn't take very long. And when you see the way that Twatrick writes things, it will make you smile. And that's, quite the point, I think, rather. So I'm going to start with booping. To back up a little bit, back up into the boop. So here we go. This is part 2 of The Book of. Booping. With every boop, you receive a brand new boop brain wave. Oops. Start over. Okay, we're not going to edit that out though. We'll start over. Booping. With every boop, you receive a brand new boop brainwave. Boop, boop. A boop is never alone and is sometimes observed. Hope. The smallest amount of hope imaginable can disperse all known fear. Thank you. Boop, boop. Time. Time is on your side, boop, boop. Faith. Faith never leaves your side. Bup. Masturbating. 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 B-A-I-T-I-N-G. All forms of repetition are masturbation. Stop masturbating to your failures. If you are not reaching an orgasm, why are you repeating yourself? Math. 0, 1, and many. These are the only true math numbers that work. W-E-R-K. Similar to the binary system that computers utilize. Not one and many. Not N-O-U-G-H-T. One and many. You don't have one. You do have one, the number one. So I'll read that again. You don't have one, O-N-E. You do have one, number one. Or you have enough to share. Boop, boop. The 0, circle of fire, ring of question mark? In this simple equation of life and death, 0 observing 0 merely has to turn 90 degrees of observation and it becomes 1. Do it exponentially and it becomes B-C-U-M-S, the universe. You and I share. Thank you, Bob. Spin a wedding band, for example, or share stuff openly with the universe. Boop, boop. Money. Money. A river that flows in all directions. Hold on to it and it will go stagnant or drown you. Hold on to it wisely, use it with humility, or burn it with humility. Sometimes, boop, boop. Sex, food, and shelter. All your decisions are based on creating, defending, sharing, and juggling these resources. You can't feed the world if you are hungry, boop. You are the boop. The boop is everything. Respect yourself and the boop will respect you. Boop, boop. Guidance. Boop, boop. Listen to the voices in your head. Emotional baggage. When you go to bed at night, why don't you just leave all that crap outside to sleep on the lawn with all the other tools of your life and forget about them? When you wake in the morning, it happens every day. Everything, F-I-N-G, you need to face the day, and your needs will be there to help you, and the rest will be available for you and the universe to share when appropriate. Trust me, I'm not a real doctor. Boop, boop. Potential. Potential is very seductive. Never fall in love with potential. Love me, not my potential. Bop! When you are focused on potential, you are no longer in the moment, making fear/greed based judgments. Boop, boop. Comfort. An illusion death uses to seduce the life out of you. Be wary. Boop, boop. Ever-decreasing circles of comfort and fear will shut down the rest of your awareness/senses/brain/responses, and you will die young, cold, and alone. With humble courage, challenge your experience and discover new things, F-I-N-G-S, whenever opportunity knocks, N-O-K-S. Cleaning, an opportunity to be grateful and be comfortable with oneself. Sometimes, boop, boop. Stability. Forget about it. The only stable constant is change. Sometimes. value. Genuine value does not come easily. 4, 3, and must be worked. WERKED. 4, boop, boop. Sometimes. Opportunity. It will come knocking with lady luck. Be available with humility. Then act responsibly. Boop. Insurance. Honesty is the best policy. Boop, boop. Altruism. This is not a back door to buying favor with God and securing a place in heaven. It is a way of being. Art. When you create something and people say, oh, you know what that needs. Ooh, you should probably stop. It's perfect. Boop. I'll read that part again. Art. When you create something and people say, oh, you know what that needs? You should probably stop. It's perfect. Boop. The moment where Bop lives. Boop, boop. A fairy tale. The origin of the boop. Once upon a time, a very long time ago, before and after this universe ever existed, there came about a meeting of two children of the most powerful gods ever known to exist. Their names are wrapped in the boop. Boop, boop. At first, they played happily together. Their parents and the other gods were also happy. Very soon, the two children, inseparable, fell in love with each other. And all the gods agreed that this was not what they had in mind for their potential. The children had important roles that must be maintained. Life or death. Boop, boop. Their parents would keep them apart, and things would go on as usual. Obviously, the two were very much in love and ran away together, hoping to start an abundant relationship. Boop, boop, boop. It didn't take very long to notice their absence, and a search ensued. The word WERD spread fast. Boop, 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 boop. The gods' fears had been realized. The two children, who by now had gone further away to get away from the gods' fears, must be stopped from ruining everything. The further they traveled, the harder they looked for them. The more time they spent together, the more their love grew. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, boop. Thank you. Well, as you can imagine, the combination of all their fears made it so there was nowhere left to hide. The lovers were surrounded on 12 sides, and all hope seemed to have disappeared. The gods would tear them apart. Boop, boop. The two lovers looked into each other's eyes. They had spent time together and had observed their love for each other and wanted to share it with the gods before they were separated. Selflessly, they turned to face their predators' fears, back to back, hand in hand, bonded with the faith of each other's love. Boop, boop. Time had been watching things from the beginning, as you might expect. She had lots of opportunity to observe the love these two had for each other, and was taken by the inspiring way they had chosen to share their last moments together with those who feared their union. Boop, boop. She decided to step in and give them one last opportunity to be together and inspire the gods. Boop, boop. A moment in time. Sometimes, given the right conditions, a moment in time is all one boop needs. Boop, boop. This is something time understands very well, after all. With enough, ENUFF, time, anything is possible. Boop, boop. She created a brief moment in time called eternity. A safe place for the gods and children alike to play, love, live, die, teach, and learn from each other. I will take your children as one. I will take the gods who fear as 12 dimensions. I will tear these 13 apart as one and spread their union throughout eternity. I will wrap it with your fear and their hope in this place of higher education, called the Universal Boop Zone. Boop, boop! You will all be given the time and space to observe the actions of all that you can, will, and won't be. It will not matter what you do, for you will do everything. Sometimes. It will matter why you did it. Boop, boop. You will need sex, food, and shelter. Everything will be possible. Sometimes. Boop, boop. I will give my only child random chaos berserker to catalyze this school of thought, and together our children shall dance the boop, and they will have a child. It will be called Twat. Thank you. Boop. They would spend eternity booping around. These two children in love, life, and death at play, observing how they treat themselves and the other, blissfully unaware of each other as a whole. As a universal school, SKOOL, of boops, spun in front of the 12 tribes of gods whose names are written in the skies around. Boop, boop. They would have the influence to balance their fears inside by providing a greater light of hope to boop around the moment. At the end of this moment in time, all that is childish will return as life or death, and all that is accepting and be their love child. Boop, 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 boop. Reality. Layman's terms, good luck, boop, boop. Two childlike lovers back to back, fearlessly lost in love, heartbroken. They know everything but have a terrible memory. Like everything else, it's all pieces. It's in pieces. Booping around, discovering all that can be in the responsible world, WERLD, of adult love play, and how they share their toys and resources. Boop, boop. Sorting the wheat out from the chaff. When it's all over, Rando 3 Chaos Berserker will disappear. The gods' fears will return with life and death. The lovers' hope will join as one. a wise child of dreams and nightmares. Boop, boop. It is not the first time, and it will not be the last. When it is over, you will have lived and died to be a complete twat. You are going to have to embrace the twat in you and everything around you with humility and understanding. You are going to have to accept and release yourself to the concept that even though you are alone, you are sharing this journey. It is with someone you cannot always be with. You love each other and want the best for all those twats out there, and you are going to have to let them live with and without you. You are going to have to learn what it means to stand on your own 2 feet so that you can appreciate and be grateful when others support you and realize when others are trying to take advantage of you. You are going to have to accept that when the child of dreams is born, it will be made from all that is accepted by you and your lover. The rest will go back to life and death. In this way, you may grow to understand what will become that child and what a complete twat really is. Either way, it will be born and we will live and die. Boop, boop. The end. Thank you. I humbly offer these 3 words of playful guidance. Boop, boop, bop. As a child of dreams and nightmares, I hope to understand all of you. And I thank you. If my words, WERDS, inspire, please print them out and share them freely with your friends. For gifts of gratitude. Boop. Of course, I dedicate this love story to my lover, wherever she is, winky face emoticon, and my daughter Rachel, wherever she is. Anything, F-I-N-G, else you need to know, ask Brian Brown. Boop, 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 bop, 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 Twatrick. All right, guys. I've read this book so many times, and I've heard Twatrick read it. If you want to hear him read it in his version, he does have a couple of videos on YouTube. You just look up Twatrick. There's only one in the world. and you'll see him reading it in his pajamas in a trailer, and it's fabulous. It's one of those things that if you're depressed or you're sad, you got to hear this book. You could always listen to me reading it from last week and this, or you can just go listen to Twatrick himself read it. Obviously, you heard his voice in the beginning of this recording, and he's got a fabulous voice, obviously. So, I don't know. I found a great deal of hope and inspiration in these words. I love this book. I first read it in Guatemala, in San Marcos, La Laguna, where I stayed at the Pachamama Hostel. I lived there for about a month before we all moved into the Roundhouse together for a couple months. And it's some good memories, honestly. There was some good weed and some good memories in those days. So I cherish my memories that I have of Twatrick, and I cherish my friendship with him. He is a really wonderful and beautiful human being. And again, if you want to get your own copy of the Book of, then you can go ahead and do that. Just contact him on Facebook and see if he can't send you an autographed copy. All right, guys, I really just can't follow this book. There's nothing else I have to say. This book was fabulous. It's amazing. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I love each and every one of you. Thank you for being my listener. Thank you for subscribing, liking, favoriting, whatever it's called on your podcast platform that you're using to listen to my show. Thank you also for forwarding it to others. And if you have a huge mailing list, thank you for sharing it with them. Please share it with all your friends. Tell everybody far and wide, because we want to grow this podcast to keep it going. If you have any comments, suggestions, questions, ideas, or anything at all, maybe ideas for upcoming shows, or even if you'd like to make a small donation, you can go to metaphysicalsoulspeak@gmail.com to do that. That's also my PayPal. If you want to go see anything at all that I am posting on Twitter or Facebook, Twitter, or we'll say Twitter or Instagram first. That is Mermaid Girl 888 at Mermaid Girl 888. You may go to the Metaphysical Soul Speak page on Facebook, and you can contact me through there, or you could just add me, Elena Fox Starks. That's my name. So probably easier to just go to Metaphysical Soul Speak first, if you wish. Yeah, that's all I got to say about that. I'm signing off now with peace and love and joy and the high vibes of the boop boop holy fifth dimension. Boop 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 bop boop 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 bye. Until next time, guys. See you later. Boop boop. Metaphysical Soul Speak is run on sponsors and listener support. This means listeners like you. If you are so inclined to support my efforts and my little podcast, please visit me at anchor.fm/metaphysical and pledge an amount of your choosing today. Thank you.